You know, what you're about to see, there's some of you out there that's going to say, well, good, we're happy for you, okay? But you know what? It's sad. It is. It's really sad. Because you should never have to go this far. Yeah, what am I talking about? I'm talking about what you're about to watch. So here's a little boy. He's 9 years old. That's right. When he was born, all of us, we don't have no say so what we're going to look like when we're born. That's right. We have no choice. We didn't even ask to be born. We don't have any say so our size, our looks, or anything. Okay? We might have some control over our weight for the obese people out there. Sometimes it's a battle for obese people because their genes grab all the fat and everything they eat. It goes right to them. But let's not even go into that topic because it's not that topic. Okay? But the sad thing is here's a little boy, okay, that was born with ears that were like this, like as if he could control that when he couldn't. He had no say so. And it's one of the reasons I say mankind's epic failure to grow up. And you can say, well, these are other kids picking on him and they're not growing up. Yes, but the behavior don't change. And it don't matter what you tell me. You all know it don't. They'll go from picking on him at 9 years old to being 20 years old picking on somebody, to being 30 years old picking on somebody, to being 50 years old picking on somebody, because it'll never change. It don't change. The majority of you don't change. That's why the Columbine high school shooting happened. That's why Norway happened. That's why the college happened. You know. That's why there's much domestic abuse and violence every single day. It's because you don't grow up. You fail at that, okay? And these children, you know, should be disciplined when they do stuff like this, but their behavior comes from the environment they grow up in. So, between their TV set and their family life at home and what they see presented to them in school, this is where they get their behavior. And everything in society is about looks, isn't it? Oh, I know. You're all going to say, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. You all fucking know full well that the first thing you do is notice somebody's looks. Second thing you do is you look for any flaws. Like as if you have no flaws yourself because you failed at growing up. What's sad about this situation is he should have never been forced to have to go through this. Okay? But he was. The money that was spent. Just so that his ears wouldn't be like this. And the only reason that money's spent, okay, and he's here having surgery, getting his ears so they're not like this no more, and changing schools is because of people's inability to grow the fuck up. See, the children went to school, they learn from their environment around them, and they bullied him, they ridiculed him, they called him names, mocked him. That's right. They did what the same thing that happens to so many kids every year that ends up committing suicide or grows up fucked up, winds up killing people because you created them. That's right. You people designed them, you graded them, you drew the blueprints to them, and this is how you did it. And you know what's even sadder? See, because we live in a world over here in Western cultures where man bashing is an accepted thing, norm. Man smashing is norm. That's right. And it's to the point it's so bad with the man smashing, and then, of course, the female gender wants to sit back and pretend that it's not happening and it's normal and that they're the victim. That's right. The most protected is the female gender. The most protected in society is the female gender. who wants to whine about being the victim. When the majority of them, not the females can't be a victim, but the majority of females actually ain't the victims. They're the victimizers, not the victims. And then of course we have 3/4 of the male population who took a razor blade and sliced off their, you know what, and became a girl. Okay, and lost their manlyhood years ago. Oh, they call themselves a man, but they wouldn't know what a man was if it slapped them in the face. And seeing this boy, see, he's going to be a man. He's going to be in a world where it already started off really rough because he was born with ears that was like this. And all you sick, twisted fucks, that's right, who had your little sick, twisted fuck children because you never taught them any better because you didn't know any better yourself because you failed to grow up. So you're making sure your kids fail too. Okay? Went to school and did what you do best. Called names, ridiculed, bullied. That's right. Credited your very own killers. Did what you did best. That's right. That's why Columbine High School happened, you know. That's why college happened. That's why Norway shooting happened. That's why George Sedini happened. And that's why it's not going away. Even our last school shootings ain't over. Oh, no. They're not over at all. There's more to come to a neighborhood near you. That's right. And pretty much each and every time, it'll be somebody that's like this little boy that you pushed out, bullied, ridiculed, called names. They'll lose it. Be tired of it. Won't have nothing to live for no more. And if he don't offer himself at home, he'll commit suicide so that you can laugh and call him weak. You know, and then there's the school system that's going to sit there and pretend that they have a no tolerance policy against bullying. That's right, pretend in the public's face. Yeah, that's what I mean. Pretend. They already know they're not. They know full well they're not. See, they can't. Because they're on their knees to the governments who control your school system, and the government says no. Bullying's a normal behavior, and you must man up and be able to put up with it because it's part of life. So, you know, when the next Columbine school shooting happens and your children are the victims, they're dead, I want you to remember that you must man up and clit up. And remember, it's part of life. Okay? Just remember that. I just get sick when I see stories like this because there's no need for it. There's no excuse for it. It's complete hogwash. It really is. Okay? It's sad that I had to go to these extremes just to try to fit into a world where this little boy is going to find out it don't matter what he does. Okay, he fixed his ears, went to a new school, won't be picked on for his ears. They'll pick on him for something else now. And if he manages to get around being picked on, he'll either have to slice his balls off and become a vagina and a sheep, or he'll still be ridiculed and pushed out. Because we live in a fucked up, evil society. But that's all right. That's all right. You people just remember this. When the next school shooting happens and your children are the victims, just remember. They are the victims of the person they victimized. They are the victims of their own stupidity. Okay, that's what they're the victims of. They're the victims of their own stupidity. They died from being ignorant. And the person who killed them was the real victim. The one you destroyed for no reason at fucking all, other than you can. Because you used your eyeballs and you looked at them. Yeah. Or you used your ears and you heard their voice. That's right. And they didn't sound quite like you. They didn't go bah. They didn't sheep caw. That's right. And because they didn't group think. Because they actually used their own brain. Because you know that's a crime in today's world to use your own brain. That's right, it is. It's a crime. Okay? When you use your own brain to think with in today's society, it's a crime. You got to use some other sheeple's brain. That's right. You all got to use the same brain because your brains and your heads don't work. They never have. It's the epic failure to grow up. I know I'm being cold and cruel. No. I'm just being honest about what's really going on. You know, if you people ever practice and try it, just try it once. Using your brain instead of somebody else's. And learn what being an individual is. And how about trying to do unto one as you want done unto you? Oh, never mind. I know that'd be too hard for you, wouldn't it? Yep, it'd just plainly be too hard. And that's why I say let the bombs fall. When the Third World War happens and millions of people die, it'll be a cleansing of the planet. It's something that needs to happen. No lie, it is something that needs to happen. Because it's the only way we're going to cleanse this planet of all the evil, filthy, fucked up trash that we have on it. Because none of you can use your brains. It's pathetic. And stories like this make me sick. Because it shouldn't have had to have happened in the first place.
He's a blue-eyed, blonde 9-year-old from a small town in Idaho, normal in every way except for his ears, and that's made Trenton Vance a target for bullies.
In Dumbo, they'd ask me if I'd fly, and then they would flick my ears.
Now imagine what that does to a young child's emerging personality.
He was really quiet, didn't want to go to school this morning. When I'd ask him about it, he'd start crying about it.
Plus, when his mom caught Trenton pulling his ears back in the mirror, she knew she had to do something. But both parents were recently unemployed and...
about 10 grand. And
insurance wouldn't cover it.
Insurance wouldn't cover it.
An internet search turned up Dr. Tom Romo and his Little Babyface Foundation.
Little Babyface Foundation's mission is to provide pro bono surgical services for children with facial birth defects.
Trenton will have surgery at Manhattan Eye, Ear, and Throat Hospital to correct his problem. Dr. Romo removes some excess cartilage behind the ears and sutures them back closer to his head. These 2 hours will change Trenton's life.
Make it so I don't get picked on about my ears.
5 days later, the bandages come off, and Trenton gets to see his new ears.
So what do you think about that, huh?
I like it.
And by coincidence, Trenton will be starting a new school this fall, so his new classmates will never know the old shy Trenton.
He's going to have an easier time making friends where he won't be so shy and so withdrawn from them.
Trenton was a little overwhelmed that day, but he senses what this will do for him.
It would make a big difference because I won't get picked on as much.